Hello, my name is Frank Baffo, and today I'll be talking to you about the Internet of Things. So what's on the agenda for this presentation? First, I will tell you what the Internet of Things is actually about. Next, I'll give you many examples of IoT, talk about some possible benefits, and then I will conclude with some possible concerns of IoT. So what is it? IoT simply refers to the connection of devices to the Internet. The key here is that these devices are usually non-traditional. This allows for very easy and rapid data sharing between devices and other appliances that you may not have been able to monitor in the past, all through the use of embedded Wi-Fi in these appliances. So when I say non-traditional, I mean non-conventional modes of access to the Internet. So traditional modes of access to the Internet would include the use of smartphones, tablets, laptops, and stuff like that. And this allows for more mobility and monitoring appliances even when you step outside your home or outside the office and you still need to track things. So some examples include home automation, which is a good example for the mobility side of IoT. So nowadays you are able to simply put embedded systems in your own home, and then remotely you are able to change things such as the lighting, the heating, and the air conditioning, or security systems even from a tablet or mobile device. You could even close your garage doors, change the lighting, and save energy if you so wish. Another thing you're able to do with home automation is view media through appliances that may not have been thought of a few years ago. So, for example, I've seen refrigerators actually, which outside on a screen tell you what kinds of foods are inside and what kind of temperatures you want to set the refrigerator to keep your food kept. Other home automation systems that you may not have thought of originally are home response systems such as Siri and Amazon Echo. So say, for example, you could say, "Hey Siri, what's the weather like tomorrow?" And it would hear your voice, turn into data, search the internet, and then audibly relay the information you are looking for and actually give you the weather for tomorrow. Other examples of things that use IoT include transportation. For example, in the top right picture, these include toll collections, which nowadays you're able to just drive through a sensor on the highway, and it will sense a box that you put in your window, and remotely it will charge you the cost of the toll road instead of you having to stop and actually pay with hard cash. Other examples include apps inside of cars nowadays that you could touch on a touchscreen for, say, music or communication or to check the weather or the traffic, and this is all at the touch of a button while you are driving. Other things that could relate to are safety measures. So say, for example, in the bottom left corner, devices nowadays are able to track cars driving down the road and rapidly display the speed of the car, and this greatly reduces the risk of accidents. Other examples of things that use IoT are manufacturing firms. As you could see in the picture, an example is a lot of car manufacturers actually use automated machines nowadays in assembly lines to actually build and create other products that can be used for sale. Other things that IoT can be used for in manufacturing is process controls and supply chains. So say, for example, a manager nowadays is able to not only see on a tablet which kind of devices on a assembly line are malfunctioning, but a manager can also see what kind of materials are coming in and what kind of products are moving out. so it could accurately track everything through the use of a device instead of having to walk around and track everything with, say, like a clipboard. And this is very beneficial to consumers as well, because nowadays things are now tracked with barcodes and scanning systems, so that a person is now able to just walk into a retailer, ask a manager there, for example, if they have a product they're looking to buy, and the manager is able at the touch of a button to see what kinds of things they have on stock. And this allows for the creation of algorithms once data is collected, so that a firm or a retailer can accurately estimate what products are being bought at what times and what consumers are looking for at any given moment. Another example of the Internet of Things using being displayed by untraditional means is agriculture. So nowadays, farmers are able to put embedded systems in their fields outside, or simply create greenhouses where they're able to track, in the case of outside, or actually change factors such as air temperature, moisture levels in the water, and other things that are relevant to growing crops healthily. Other forms of IoT that may not be thought of are intelligence systems. So drone use is very widely known and thought of as the automated intelligence system. The United States and other countries now are able to create and design products for warfare that don't even use humans in them, and they're able to accurately collect data that is relevant to what they're looking for, as well as actually carry weapons that can be fired and used during war without even having American lives at stake. Other examples include Tesla, which in the top right you could see just recently they designed rockets and other space materials that could re-land on the Earth's surface instead of just being destroyed or just being left in the water, all through the use of embedded systems that allow these machines to accurately land where they want them to when they come back into the atmosphere. Another aspect of the Internet of Things is space exploration. So, for example, the classic example is the Mars rover you can see in the bottom right-hand picture. These rovers are able to not only survive in extreme elements that are unsuitable to humans, but track data in of the atmosphere and ground levels and send it back to Earth so that humans can accurately see what other types of planets and solar systems and stars are actually like. So, what are some possible benefits of the Internet of Things? The key here is efficiency. With the Internet of Things, data is able to be rapidly shared through multiple devices simply to your mobile device, which allow for ease of access. It also provides for real-time reporting and analytics. So embedded systems now are able to track, like I said, in supply chains, what kinds of things are moving in, what types of things work better in assembly lines, what things break down a lot, stuff like that. IoT also eliminates human error, so now things are able to be done remotely without the use of humans. So like I said, with assembly lines, now everything can be automated, and companies do not have to pay many workers to do the same routine job every single day. More benefits are that data is now shared in the cloud instead of hard devices like software within a laptop, say, for example. And this allows for not only for data to not be kept on hand, which can be cluttered and take up a lot of space, but it also allows for instant access, instant downloads, stuff like that. And there's no need to update existing systems because there's one system that is constantly upgraded. This also allows for more mobility and ease of access, like I described. Other benefits are that it's relatively cheap to start up Internet of Things devices. Once a company is able to start up a product or device using embedded systems, there's no need to continue, there's no more additional costs after that. So obviously once, say for example, an automated machine is created on an assembly line, assuming the machine doesn't break down anytime soon, there's no more additional costs. Whereas, say for a person, they would have a wage that you would have to pay them every so often. This also allows for more connectivity between devices. As you can see, 64 billion devices are expected in 2025, according to Business Insider. So it's very widespread, and the amount of data that can be shared is actually astounding. This opens up a whole new field of information management and tech jobs, which may not have existed as much a few years ago. So now some possible concerns about the Internet of Things. One of the main issues is privacy and hacking. So when you think about it, every device using the Internet of Things is connected to the Wi-Fi remotely, and there's no more like physical tangibility of things that you're looking to monitor. So there is a risk of people hacking into the embedded system and changing things if they so wish. And that was examples in 2012 where US banks were attacked with what's called a DDoS attack, which is someone using creating bots to swamp systems with too much information that it could handle, causing the system to shut down or allowing attackers to move in and change things that they so wish. One example of this in popular culture is the hit series Mr. Robot, which I am a big fan of. Essentially, this TV show portrays Elliot, the main character, who is a technician who is also a very, very talented hacker. And he comes up with the idea one day of DDoSing all the data centers in the United States. So essentially everyone's information, all their credit scores, everything they have checked remotely is no longer in their control. It doesn't exist anymore because he would like to destroy it. So therefore, there's no one has any debts. No one is able to pay with credit cards. Everything has to be done with cash, which obviously throws the economy into turmoil. More concerns of IoT is just the general idea, like I said, of intangibility and not having physical access all the time to your information, which is stored elsewhere. Like I said, these data centers now hold like millions and millions and billions of gigabytes of data, which is not available. Well, it is available to someone who owns it, but someone else is keeping track and keeping your information protected. More concerns of this include Wi-Fi. So obviously for these embedded systems to work, they must be connected to reliable internet access. So if an internet server goes down for some reason, things that you have connected to your internet are not able to work anymore. Concerns about the Internet of Things is a new job market potentially being opened by automation. So, like I said previously, assembly lines and other manufacturers are able to now use machines to create things that they need done or complete jobs that they need done without the use of human hands. This can be a good or a bad thing for businesses. This could be a good thing because it allows them to be more efficient and save money. But obviously, moving towards new automation means that these jobs that will usually be given to people will no longer exist. And it's hard to just lay off people in this sense because the new jobs that are being opened involve information and technology management, which takes a lot of schooling and work to create a good understanding of, and it's not easy to tell someone that they need to get new skills in these new areas, which are very highly specialized. In conclusion, we talked about the Internet of Things and how it's the connection of devices to the Internet. I gave you many examples, such as home automation, transportation, manufacturing, things like that. I listed some possible benefits, such as cost management and efficiency, and I listed some concerns that include security and privacy, as well as job loss. That's really it, so thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you later.